Hello guys, welcome to my channel Oratrix, and today I'm going to show you how to work with the regions in Oracle Apex. Okay, so let me log into my system with username and password. Okay, we have logged in. I have one application already created for this demo region. So let's say for example this is our application, and what output we required, let's say for example if we create one page over here. So just create a page, it will be a blank page, and let me name it to demonstration underscore region. It will be normal page. Next, I want a new navigation entry. Next, and finished. Okay, so our page is created now, and before moving further, let me run this page. So as you can see, it's a blank page, absolutely right. Okay, now here I'm going to create one region over here. Let me create a region and let me call this as a first region. So here in the identification, here is a part which you can use to work on the attributes of your regions. So let me name it as a first underscore region. You can apply some text over here also. So let's say for example here a type is given, so in this you can select your kind of type you require. It may be your class report, classic report, it may be your interactive grid, interactive reports. Depending on the selection, whatever you are selecting over here, depends on that your source will be defined. Let's say for example if you are selecting a list, then it will ask you for a source of a particular list box, right? List. So currently we want this as a static content, right? So source, you can apply some text like this is first region. Okay, now let us understand this. What is it? It's a sequence. Okay, so what the sequence means, that if you want to change the sequence number, so on the basis of this it will appear. So if I create a new region under this, so it will give an a next sequence number. Okay, so if this layout contains some parent, then it will be over here, so where you want to put your content. So ultimately this is the position where this is the area where you want to display this particular regions. Okay, so let it be the content body. So do you want to start a new row? Yes, currently we want to have a start new row. Okay, so column attributes and call span will remain same. So in appearance you can define your collapsible, right? There are a number of options you can select from. This is the template option where number of things were given. You can choose depending on your requirement, right? And CSS and other things were there, right? Let me save this one now and let us run this one. So as you can see, it's displayed the first region and the text which we have provided at the time of uh, providing a text. So now let me create a one new region under this, and let me call this region as a second region. So this is second region. So this will help you to understand how this region is working, right? So let's say for example, let me keep everything as it is, and I'm not making any changes into this, and let me just save it and run it. So as you can see, it's coming one by one. Okay, it's displaying as the first region is this, and the second region is this. Whenever you are placing certain fields in this, so you can eliminate this one. So let me go to this and create another region called, and let me call it as a third region. So this would be my third region. Let me write this is third region. I'm just saving it and run it. So as you can see, it's coming one by one. So now let's say for example if we want first and second region as side by side. So what we can do, so we need to change the layout of it. So it will be in a start a new row. It is perfectly fine, but as far as the second region is concerned, I want to make certain changes. So I don't want this to be started in a new row. As you can see, this is the first row which is given as a new row, but now I want this particular region as a side of this particular region, right? So I'm not going to click this one, so it will be off, and let it be everything as it is. Save, and let me run it. So now as you can see, it's perfectly side by side, and it's the entire space, 100% space of this screen is divided into 50-50%. 50% is given to first region and the rest is given to the second region. So currently what Apex is doing is the overall screen is divided into number of columns, and each column is given certain space. Let me further now go and add certain attributes to it. Let me add some item into the first region. Let's say for example, right click and create page item. First would be, as you can see, this is the page 3, right? So it's automatically is given a P3 identification, the name. So what the Apex have done is given a page number as a first identification, and rest is whatever you are typing. So let's say for example, this would be my first name. Okay, it's going to be the text field. Let me add another item, first name, and let's say for example email ID, and let's have one more thing, and it would be address, and let me add one button also, so it would be click, or you can have submit also. So let me save and run it. So as you can see, it's see, one thing we have missed, this particular thing. This is first region, this is text which we don't want now to be displayed, so I'm going to delete it, right? And the same thing we are going to do with this one also. So now it's looking fine, right? So everything, first name, email ID and address is given, submit, and the region is there, second region. Let me add some items into the second region also. Page item, it would be mobile number, maybe zip code, or let me call it as a city, and that one maybe state, let's take. And now let's take one button and submit. It's already been there, so we can call it as a submit one, right? Label would be called as submit, it's fine. So now if I run it, so now side by side you have two different regions, and each space is divided equally now. So what happened if I want this third region as side by side with the second region? So I'm going to change the layout of this third region, and just we need to disable the start new row, and it will be automatically assigned. We have decided column number is given automatic, and it will be a new column, and column span is automatic. So if I save this, now the entire screen will be divided into three regions. As you can see, it's divided perfectly by default, and whenever you are adding this particular things, let me just go and add some items into this particular region as well. And this would be my email ID is already there, so let me just choose hobby maybe, or we can say that, let movie one. We will give some options over the page item, and let me call it as a movie 2, and let me create one more item and movie 3. Now if I run this, as you can see, it's perfectly given, and one few changes over there. Let me delete this one, and let's have one button also, and let me call it as submit 2, I think. Okay. Oh, fine. Now see, let us understand this now. So entire screen is divided perfectly into the three different regions as we have defined. And now if I go to the first region and let us see some properties which we have, appearance is there. So let's understand this collapsible. If I enable this collapsible and save and run it, then you can have option like this, when you have multiple data to be read from the user and you do not have sufficient space on the screen, so you can use this particular thing. If let's say for example, if we apply this particular theme collapsible to each of our regions. So okay, now it's done. And if I run it, so you can see so we are saving plenty of space on the screen, so that it would be very helpful to use this kind of thing. So it will be collapsible automatically. You can have the space can be shrink also, so depending on the condition, so you can execute it. Hope you like this video and stay tuned for some new videos will be coming soon on the further enhancement in this course. Thank you so much for watching.